Now then, welcome to another episode. This time I'm having a chat with Ryan Tuxworth. Some of you will know him from school. I didn't really know Ryan at school, to be fair, but he got in touch with me after I'd started the podcast and wanted to get involved. So I said, yeah, come on and let's have a chat. So yeah, here's the chat, and I really enjoyed this one, to be fair. So if you're ready, let's go.
So I was on my way to work on Monday,
Yeah.
and I was like, right, I need to get to work, I've got a meeting.
Yeah.
So I'm going to work, and there's like a little farm on the right, and then you swing left,
Yeah.
and there's like this great big puddle.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm on my way to work, and this transit van, I go out a little bit to avoid the puddle, obviously, and this great transit van tipper comes flying towards me, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
So it's either plough into the transit, or I've got to go into the puddle.
Yeah.
So I drive through the puddle 40-45 mile an hour, and then all I hear is like, I'm like, oh no. But I get nothing on my dasher out, like not a thing. Nothing came up. So I'm like, sound, get out, pissing wet through.
Yeah.
Water everywhere. I've got joggers on, and I kneel down, mate, and my knees are, I look like I've been doing naughty shit.
Yeah. So,
and
what's actually wrong with it then?
I've ripped all the under tray off.
Oh, really?
Every single bit.
Yeah.
And it's, so the front one's in the puddle back like 400 metres behind me, so I have to run and get that. And then this under tray is like folding underneath my van, and I'm like, how am I going to do this?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'll just hit it. So I'm on my knees and I just hit it out, and then it folds back luckily.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I've got to go to London today. Like, I work away during the week. I'll get on to that in a minute. I work away during the week.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've got to go to London. I can't do 25 mile an hour on the M1.
Yeah.
So I get to the office and I'm like, Grant, who's my gaffer, like, I've had a bit of a disaster this morning.
Yeah.
Well, what's up? So I explained the story, and he was like, well, you're going to have to take the rental then, aren't you? Like, we've got a new lad called Ollie.
Yeah.
He started. He's like, you have to take Ollie's van.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, I'll sort that. Anyway, the big boss comes in, and I explained to him, he was like, oh, I've got my new car, so just take my old one if you want. I was like, yeah, easy enough.
No worries, mate.
So I've got that for a few days. Mine's fixed now, but he wants it at the weekend to move out one of his relatives or something, so just rocking around in that.
So the under tray like protects the rest of the car from like...
Yeah, so I originally thought it was my engine under tray.
Yeah.
Because I saw like loads of cables and stuff dangling down, and I'm like, oh no.
No electronics then?
No, nothing come up on the dasher out, but
That's
there's like
mental.
cables and stuff and all sorts.
Yeah.
And I was like, right, I'll coast it to the office. Anyway, I nipped into Volkswagen on Wednesday to see how they're getting on with it.
Yeah.
And they was like, it's done, paid for. I was like, oh, sound. I was like, what was it? She went, the AdBlue. I was like, oh, what's that then? It's
Lovely stuff then,
sorted.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Loving it.
So you're a service engineer?
Yeah.
Is that what you do, going to London to do then?
Yeah, so I am a customer service engineer.
Yeah.
For a company called Grumwald UK. I've probably been there 4 years this month, actually.
Really?
4 years this month.
Enjoying it?
Yeah, I love it.
Nice job.
Yeah, sick.
What do you actually
So
get about and do then? Like?
So we are the leaders in pot filling machinery. So we do anything that goes into a pot, from like yogurt, Haribo, soup, Persil washing tabs, hummus.
Wow.
Anything you name, we can put in a pot.
Yeah.
So
is it like a vacuum formed pot then? Like
no, so it's like a yogurt pot.
Yeah.
So like a yogurt pot with a foil.
Yeah.
So so simply, comes in various sizes, so you can have like what we call a 4-lane, a 3-lane, a 2-lane, a 6-lane rotary, and we do like 10-lane linears as well, which are like 25 metres long.
Yeah.
Not 25, like 20-ish.
Yeah.
And the machine pulls the cup out of the magazine where you stack all the pots in. It'll go round, and then it'll dose whatever you want to dose into it,
Yeah.
i.e. like yogurt, Haribo, whatever.
Yeah, lube.
Stuff.
I'm doing my parts today. Yeah.
And then it'll come round, and it depends on the customer. So you could have like what we call a foil or a foil reel. So a foil reel is like a roll of foil that'll work on motors and machine it through and then seal it and cut it. Yeah. Or you can have pre-cut, which is, as it says, pre-cut foil. The arm will come down on a cam, place it on top of the pot, tack it into position so it doesn't move when the machine moves, and then go into the sealing station and seal it.
Wow.
And then...
So it's a fully automated
Yeah,
job,
totally. So, like, before I started with Gumwood, I didn't know anything about food machinery.
Yeah.
Like, I knew mechanics and I knew electrical, so that's what I'm biased in, but I didn't have a clue, like, to the scale of what it can do.
Yeah.
So we went... So, yeah, and then up to customer description, you can have a lid on it, but a lot of the customers now are cutting out plastic, so a lot of the lids aren't on them anymore.
Really, yeah.
Yeah, because...
How do they replace it then? Like
just a foil.
Just a foil, yeah.
And there's one where it's like a foil reseal. So our machine will place the foil on top, but the foil has already got a reseal reseal structure into it, so you can just seal it back up.
Yeah.
And it gets rid of the lid.
So I suppose that like ties into your, like you say, engineering and sort of mechanical. It is. Are you going to the machines and like making sure they're running?
Yeah. So we offer all sorts of different qualities, I would say. So we can do like PPM, which is pre-preventive maintenance, so ensuring that your machine's lubed, making sure that all the grease points scored, everything like that. Running smooth. We do servicing, so we do bearings, rod ends, everything on the machine, seals, all that kind of jazz.
Yeah.
We do installation, so we install the machines when they get bought from the factory.
Yeah.
So when they get bought from us, and then we do like general stuff like courtesy visits, just making sure that the customers are happy, making sure the customers are happy with how the machine's running, if they've got any questions, if they want any training for the operators and stuff like that. So
what do you enjoy most about doing it? Like, is it the customer?
Travelling.
Yeah, going about and seeing people and seeing new places and that.
So I was fortunate enough to go to America 3 times.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Yeah.
Last year and the year before, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cool
place.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah, I really did. So I went.
That was like with work then.
Yeah, it was work.
Nice.
Work covered everything. So I wasn't originally meant to go.
Yeah.
But then I got asked if I would go, and I was like, yeah, sign me up.
Yes, please, mate.
Just, whatever you want, I'll do it. I'll get on my knees, I'll beg, whatever.
Why not? Why not?
Because it's always been a place that I wanted to go. Like, I don't even remember back in school they did like a trip to New York.
Yeah.
Do you remember on the English thing?
I do remember that, yeah.
And I wanted to go on that, but at the time, like, it was like the recession and stuff. And my old man was a brickie.
Was it 2008 when they all went?
Yeah, something like that.
09 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was jealous. I was jealous as fuck, mate.
Yeah.
And it was a recession, and my old boy was a brickie, and we couldn't have like, I couldn't afford it and stuff like that. So it's always been on my scale list to go. And I've always planned to go probably later on in life or something like that, and then the opportunity come up.
Gotta take it.
I went for it. So November 21.
Yeah.
I went to New Jersey for 7 days.
New Jersey.
Yeah. Some weird people over there.
Yeah, really.
Really, yeah. Like just
odd fellas and ladies.
Yeah, so went to New Jersey and then went to New York for 4 days, I think, before we went up to the factory where I was installing the machine. Mate, New York's a whole different culture.
Yeah.
Like, it was like 3-4 degrees, but I was walking around New York in shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
It's just so humid, and all the like smoke coming out the drains and that. You know, like you see on the films and stuff, it's always it's exactly the same.
Yeah, artificially heated up. Like.
Yeah, and it's like humid, and it's just another level. And the thing that got me the most was like there was like trucks selling weed out of trucks and stuff.
Yeah.
Like every street corner there was a truck selling weed, like. And I'm like, I had to speak to a policeman and be like, is this legal? It was like, yeah, it's all legal now.
It's fine.
And there was one shop that just
was that quite recent that it had happened there then?
I don't really know, so
it's not everywhere, is it?
I'm not going to lie, I was a bit scared.
Yeah.
I went out of
how do you mean? Like,
I went out with a colleague. I went out there with a colleague of mine,
Yeah.
But she was like more into doing like the shows and stuff and like the theatre and everything like that. Because fair enough, once in a lifetime opportunity, don't know if you're going to go out there again.
Yeah, so you kind of did what you wanted to do.
Yeah, but we still met up at night and had tea and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to lie, I was a bit scared because I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
And like, you always see like the horror shows and all the bad stuff that happens in America and stuff.
Yeah.
And,
I'd be freaked out, especially if I was like on my own.
I've got a right story later.
I'm looking forward to it.
So I was in New York and walking around and everything's just next level. Food's next level. Granted, there's some weird people out there, but there's generally some nice people. I got talking to a copper for like 20-30 minutes.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was mega.
Asking him questions about...
Yeah, just getting to know about life and stuff and what it's like out there. And the cost of living out there is so much different to what it is here.
Yeah.
Yeah, not talk like politics and shit, but the genuine cost of living is totally different. You think
you spend money on different things.
You think it's cheaper over there, but the only thing that's cheaper is petrol and there was something else, but I forgot.
You can drive everywhere then.
Yeah.
I suppose because you have to, don't you? That's what it's all built on, isn't it?
Yeah, you have to drive everywhere, and I got a belter of a car though. When I went to New Jersey, I got like this Honda people carrier 7-seater thing,
Yeah.
but it was like a V6, and it's something that I'd never come across before in my life.
Complete, like just an American market car. Like.
American market, like, and when just the American market car scene in general is
Same thing, isn't it?
phenomenal. Like, nothing's below a 2 litre. Everything's like a V6, V8, absolute gas guzzler. And then you come over here and everyone's in Teslas and electric cars, and I'm like, nah, get me over there.
Yeah. And you know, I was thinking of this on the way back from work actually. What do you think of electric cars?
That is a belter.
Is it hybrid?
Hybrid.
Yeah.
So this is like, I've had chats with people and the lads at work and stuff.
Yeah.
In regards to like electric cars, and I just don't think we've got the infrastructure in for a minute.
No, we haven't, have we?
So I do 30,000 miles a year, roughly, there or thereabouts. And for me to have an electric vehicle, it would just, you'd add 45 minutes onto your journey every time you go.
Yeah, because of the distance you're doing in one
Because the
trip.
distance. So like some of the furthest places away we've got is Aberdeen in Scotland. You'd have to stop 45 minutes, charge it up, and then go again.
Yeah.
Whereas in my van, in my beast,
You got a VW, haven't you?
yeah, I've got a Transporter T6.1.
Yeah. You like it?
They're
They're good, aren't they? The VW vans. They're good vans.
I can't fault it.
Yeah.
I generally can't fault it. It's comfy, it's reliable. I've only ever had one issue with it since I've had it.
They're a bit more money, aren't they? But they're better. They are better.
Yeah,
vans,
so
like.
my boss strives on like us being comfortable because you don't want to. If we've travelled 6 hours, you don't want to feel like you're getting to site and you've travelled 6 hours.
Yeah.
Like,
you want to feel fresh.
he wants us to feel fresh, and that's what I respect him a lot for.
Yeah.
He doesn't want you to get to site and feel like you've driven 6 hours in a Nissan Micra.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
And that's what he's always strived on. One thing he's always told me is I've built my company on silver VWs.
Yeah.
And that's what he's always gone for. So like every car on fleet we've got is silver.
Yeah.
Every vehicle we've got is a Volkswagen.
It's like a standard.
It's like a standard, and that's what I appreciate because he appreciates us.
Yeah. It's nice that, isn't it? Yeah.
And I love my van. It's like my daily driver, and I can't get enough of it.
Yeah. So
and it's auto.
It's auto, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it must be quite
I
nice.
love it. I hate manuals.
You got used to the auto.
Oh, yeah.
My dad's got an auto VW Golf, but it's like an old 2002 one.
Yeah.
But he loves it.
Sloppy.
Yeah,
sloppy, innit? That's what I find. So some of the older gearboxes in autos are sloppy, but they didn't have the development of what they've got now.
Yeah, it's a lot of tech behind them, isn't it? Like, and all
like that switches from petrol to hybrid in like
heartbeat.
in a heartbeat.
You can't even really tell.
I can't figure. I was driving it back from London on yesterday. Not yesterday, the other day, sorry, and I can't figure out how it switches. You know, from electric to petrol.
Yeah, you can't like tell the transition.
I can't. I want to know how it's done because surely the engine drives the gearbox, drives the prop.
Yeah.
So does the electric motor also drive that gearbox and then drive a prop?
Like me, do you really like understanding how things work in engines and things like that?
Yeah.
once you see something and it's like it's magic, you got to know, haven't you?
Yeah. So it's proper like, is it that? Is it that how it works?
Is it like up to a certain speed then? Like
yeah. So from what I can gather, it's a plug-in hybrid. So you plug it in at night, and you've got however much range from what I can gather.
Yeah.
And then you, it's when it's on like 3 or 4 miles, you get up to 40 mile an hour, and then the engine kicks in.
Yeah.
But if you've got a full charge of battery, it's 70 mile an hour. So I remember my gaffer saying that he was able to get from his house to the office and back on one full charge.
How far is that like?
I think it's about 16, 18 mile.
Yeah, so you can do it.
It's plausible,
yeah.
But it's not plausible for me in the on the road situation.
Yeah, long journeys and that, yeah.
I filled it up the other day and it was like 45 quid. It was like 35 litres of fuel, and I'm like, my van takes 70.
Yeah,
that'll do me 600 mile a week or on a tank.
Yeah, you need something with more range, don't you?
Yeah, and it's just, I like it, but...
So, you got here that you're also a doorman, you still do that now?
I do it on and off, so I do it as cover.
Yeah,
yeah.
You still know the folks?
I know them. So I started doorman when I was 6 years now. My licence is coming up for renewal.
Yeah.
And I was doing it alongside my old job because it wasn't paying enough.
Yeah.
So I wanted like 18, 19, 20. I was like, I want a new car. What can I do? And I was like, if I want this car, I'm going to have to earn it.
Yeah.
So it was really messed up. So at the time, my old working hours were 8:15 till 5:15 Monday to Thursday, 8:15, 12:30 finish Friday.
Really?
So I'd do that Monday to Friday, and then I'd work the doors Monday night, 10 till 4 in the morning. Really? Thursday night, 10 till 4 in the morning, Friday, Saturday.
Fucking hell, knackered on those days.
So I worked it out. I would wake up Monday morning, 7:30, get to work, finish 5:15, have my tea because my old place was literally a stone's throw from my house. Yeah. I'd get back, have tea, I'd be asleep by 6:15. I'd wake up at 9:15 at night, go to work 10 o'clock, be at work for 10, finish at 4, get home, be asleep by 4:30, wake up at 7:30, go to work Tuesday. And that was the same on a Thursday.
How long were you doing that for?
About a year.
Shit, man.
I think about it now, and I'm like, God, no way. No way.
It's not right, is it? It's not good for you, probably.
Old and brittle.
Yeah. Not up for it anymore.
But yeah, I really enjoy it. It helped me, being on the doors helped me grow a lot of confidence.
Really?
Yeah, I want a very confident kid at school. I know I may have come across it at school and stuff, but I was never that confident that I could talk to people openly.
You're quite self-conscious when
hey up. Pillow attack.
Pillow's just falling in my face. I've just spilled my drink.
Oh, bugger.
I'm just gonna stop this off. You're alright, mate.
Got great trousers on it.
I've booked it there. For fuck's sake,
it's everywhere.
I don't really care. Carry on. So what were we just saying? Yeah, like self-confidence.
So I wasn't very confident at school. Yeah. So I was. It is recording, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
As I said, I just spoke for like half an hour.
Yeah, go on.
So I wasn't very confident at school, and I used to go out, obviously like you did when you was at sixth form, and go out and stuff. And I got very, not pally, but friendly with the bouncers and stuff, because they used to see us every weekend and everything like that. I was like, why don't you come do the doors for a bit? And I'm like, nah, I don't feel like it's for me, and I don't want to do it. Yeah. Every week I go in, I get asked.
I suppose because of your stature.
Yeah.
It's just fucking obvious, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's like... So I was like, yeah, alright then. So I did my badge. And I got really into it and I really enjoyed it. So that's when I started doing all the hours that I could get.
Yeah.
Started working for my car and everything like that.
Yeah.
Did that, and then it's just spanned from there. And then when I joined my new job, I just quit completely because I wanted to put all my focus and effort on there. Yeah. And then I just got a phone call one weekend and said, "Oh, do you mind covering and giving us a hand?" Yeah. And I was like, "Yeah, I'll
help you out.
What do I need to wear? Because I don't wear jeans. I don't like wearing jeans. I'm always in shorts.
Yeah.
And they said, I need you in trousers, shirt and waistcoat. I said, I can do the waistcoat and shirt part, but I'll have to wear jeans because I can't find trousers my size. So, and that was it. And I just cover on the door, and then I don't really do that often now. It's probably like once or twice a month when people need it.
Keep your hand in.
Yeah, I love meeting new people, and I've met some of my closest friends from working on the door, like other bouncers and stuff.
Yeah.
That have helped me out since.
I suppose you see all sorts of characters, don't you?
Yeah. We've had some good.
You ever get into any sticky situations?
The thing is, you always get in sticky situations on the door, but you've always got the support of your other door lads.
So are you always with someone else?
So the way it works is it varies from club to club, but the basis is you have 2 on the door, and then dependent on the capacity of the venue, you have 4, 5, 6, 7 inside.
Right. Yeah. Who are all on the radio too.
Yeah. So you're all on radios. You're never disconnected from anyone. Like if there is an issue, there's always that backup.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10 in Lincoln now, like they're all students and they're like 18, 19, and
they're not going to start, are they?
No, the force don't piss wet through. Do you know what I mean? From what I've seen going out and stuff, it's like you're just babysitting now. There's nothing. You have the odd occasion where something does rile up or something like that, but
no one's causing like big shit anymore. Even like the difference between me and my brother's generation, like he's like 31 now.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff he said he used to get like stuck into, and
everything's
not him but his
changed,
mates.
It's just completely everything's changed, and
and
like I don't understand what's caused. Well, I do know what's caused the change. It's COVID.
Yeah.
COVID was a big hit for like that kind of industry.
Yeah, like going out and getting absolutely.
Yeah, and even like from seeing after COVID, you don't like before COVID was even mentioned or a thing.
Yeah.
You drive through Lincoln City Centre on a Wednesday, Thursday night, and you would see like crowds of people.
Yeah.
Straight up. And now, you don't see anyone till 11, 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Straight up, like
busy for a short amount of time, like.
All the students get pissed in their accommodation.
Yeah.
That's what it is. No one goes out to pre-drink anymore.
Yeah, drinking culture's completely changed, hasn't it?
It's ruined.
Yeah.
It's ruined. It's ruined for hospitality. It's ruined for nightlife. It's ruined. It's ruined everything.
Good for bladders, I suppose, but not good for maybe going out and seeing your mates and that, and
and
the industry as well.
I think pubs have probably gained a bit more, maybe, in regards to the whole COVID thing, because obviously people just go out for a couple of pints now. They don't go
mental.
Yeah, don't go mental. But
I was talking to about that to someone. I think it was Jamie. I was saying like, it's funny how like now, like, the English culture in the past has been like when you go out you get fucking levered.
Yeah,
and like
I remember that.
Whoever's the most levered.
Yeah, I remember listening to that.
Yeah,
whoever's the most pissed you used to take a piss out of.
Yeah, now it's like taking mushrooms and shit, isn't it? I don't know.
I don't get drugs or anything like that. It's never one to appeal to me. But
I've tried the odd thing, but it's not for me.
Tell you what though, people on gear are the strongest people you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
I can tell you that for a fact.
Really?
Yeah.
Got no fucking off switch.
It's not they've got no off switch. It's like a lad that's 10 stone, 5'10" can bench like 30 kg. Yeah. When he's on coke or he's on gear or something, it's like he's 6'8",
jacked,
18 stone and can bench half a ton. They're so strong, and it's just so unbelievable.
Yeah.
I just don't get how they get it.
That scared the shit out of me, mate. I could not be.
Like rocket fuel, innit?
I couldn't be a doorman. I'd get fucking bowled over.
No, the thing is, 6 one and a half and does the other. You've got to be able to talk to people to calm them down, but you've got to also have that bit behind you
to know when to get physical about it.
Yeah, to know when. It's like you can stand there and argue with someone. You're too drunk. You're not coming in. You're too drunk. You're not coming in. You could be there 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You've got a venue of 1,100 people to look after. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't spend your 20 minutes on that person. You're not
got to deal with them quick.
You're not coming in, you're too drunk. You're not coming in, you're too drunk.
Yeah.
And then Yeah.
So when do you fit in? Total another tangent, but when do you fit your drifting thing in? So it's Ben Mears, isn't
Ben
it?
Mears, big shout out Ben.
Yeah, man.
Oh, I love him.
Cool page.
He's just had a new kid. He's just had a little kid, Franklin.
Yeah. Really?
Franklin Axel Mears, FAM, his initials.
FAM, yeah. Nice. Congratulations, yeah, man.
So let's start from the off. So I met Ben getting pissed up in a field at a car show.
Yeah.
In 2017, I think.
Quite a while ago now, isn't it?
Yeah, so we've been tight ever since. So I met him there, and basically it's called what we call Modified Nationals. It's just loads of cars, there's a big show on,
yeah.
You get pissed in a field, cause loads of drama.
Yeah.
It's mental.
Yeah.
So it started... So there's like a little strip and there's a T-shape. So you come down the strip and there's a T-shape and you go off left or right, and then there's like a camp there, a camp there, a camp there, a camp there. So as you go down, and at the T-junction, my lot of friends and group was on one side, and then their lot was on the other side.
Yeah.
So we got there on the Friday and we started drinking and stuff and setting up tents and doing whatever else.
Yeah.
And then the other side, they just dumped their cars and started drinking and didn't set anything up.
They just set
in
the
field.
Like,
what's going on? And they've got like, I remember it, there's a lad called Andrew Gilbert, and at the time he had a Suzuki Swift and he was like, I think he was on a walking stick or something. He wasn't very well, bless him, but he's a lot better now.
Yeah.
And they taped a pizza box to his walking stick and do a fucking burnout.
Okay.
And we're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Anyway, so
you didn't know him at that point?
No, we didn't know him. We didn't know anything about him.
Yeah.
And we're like, so there's me and Connor's my best mate, and we're like, this looks kind of cool. This is what I need to do.
Yeah.
So we got involved with them. Anyway, we met my Welsh twin, Kyle.
Yeah.
And I got talking to Kyle, and we've had a friendship ever since.
Yeah.
Go down and see him like as much as I can and everything. Like, I haven't really been to see him the past few years. I've just been busy with work and stuff. But
yeah.
Met Kyle, and he's like, I'd show you a picture, but they're not obviously going to see it. But we literally look identical.
Really?
Yeah, straight up. And we kicked off the friendship from there, me and Kyle. Anyway, so we're all getting pissed in this thing, and Andrew's got his walking stick, would do a fucking burnout on. And, yeah. Oh, it's all carnage, and there's all these cars. All these cars have heard of it, and they're all coming round to do burnouts on this strip. Yeah. Well, me and Connor have got our shirts off. We've got sliders on, shorts. It's absolute carnage.
Yeah.
So we met Ben, and yeah, that's how we met Ben and everything like that.
So was he drifting?
No, so he'd just gone for the weekend. So at this point, we obviously didn't know who Ben was or what he did and stuff like that. So we got talking, and me and Connor, I've always been into cars ever since I was a kid, like playing Need for Speed and...
Really?
Yeah, like...
I was going to ask you that, yeah. Like
Need for Speed and stuff, and...
Underground 1, mate.
Underground 1. Body kits galore, gaping exhaust.
What a game that was, eh?
And then I think it was Underground 2 where you could like expand all the holes and stuff in the bumpers and shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's how we met Ben. Oh, sorry.
It's alright, mate. Got 2 phones?
Yeah, work phone.
Work phone, not drug phone.
No, work phone. No. I get asked that every time I go out in a restaurant.
Yeah.
So, that's how we met Ben, and then we got talking to Ben and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we all got pissed in the field, we all got on, and we exchanged numbers and stuff, and...
Yeah.
They live in Wales, though. That's the only thing. So he lives in Cardiff.
I'll go and see him.
Yeah, which is kind of a bonus with a job, because if I'm in like Bristol and stuff, I can just pop over. It's only like an hour and see him and come back and stuff.
That's cool.
So yeah, that's how we met Ben, and ever since then we just went off and we kept talking and everything like that. And we went to one of his drift events that he was doing, his very first one that we ever went to, and I remember it quite well. It was at Rockingham Raceway.
I've been there, yeah.
And it was Retro Drift Challenge, I think, and his car broke.
Yeah.
So we had to use his mum's boyfriend's one.
Mm.
Anyway, he got into like top 8 or something, and he won Hard Charger, which is like... Hard Charger awards, like, you've gone through so much shit in the day and everything like that
come back
from it and you've gained from it and you've done pretty well.
Yeah.
So he won that, and I was like, I feel like I could help him with this.
Yeah.
Like, get him through and do all that.
With your mechanical skills.
With stuff like that I've learned and everything like that. So
yeah.
we got chatting again, And then we went to his first. He asked us if we wanted to be pit crew for his team, me and Connor. So it was like, yeah, all day. So we went there. So we got asked, I was like, what are the dates? Anyway, he gave us the dates and booked them all off work, and me and Connor went to every single one of UKDC.
Yeah.
So I already know what I'm doing with the dates, because it's not like every weekend, it's like once a month.
Yeah.
So that's how I kind of fit my social life and
so it's not
life.
It's not like a lot of your time.
No, so it's not a lot of the time, and plus, I suppose one benefit of it is that I don't have to work on the car when it's back at the shop.
Yeah. So someone else is kind of
so
like
someone else.
Like
so you've got
installing stuff.
Yeah, you've got Ben, who's obviously the driver. You've got his girlfriend Kirsty. She's an absolute rock towards him. She's like mega. She's one of the nicest people I've ever met as well.
Really?
Yeah. And then you've got Elliot, who helps him. You've got Simon, who's his mapper, so he maps all his cars and installs his stuff.
Yeah, that's like the electronics sort of thing.
Yeah, so he does all like the mapping and getting the best brake horsepower with the reliability out of the car and stuff.
Yeah.
Then you've got Kyle, who doesn't come as much anymore. You've got Mitch, who's his photographer.
Yeah.
We've got Big Jim from Scotland. He's a boyo. One of the best people you've ever met. Massive stoner.
Yeah.
I don't think I should have said that, but
you won't mind if you read.
He's such a nice lad. He's also like a semi-photographer for Ben, but just there for moral support. And then you've got me and Connor, who are the pit crew, and he's just taken on someone else for his pit crew as well.
Yeah.
But I can't remember his name.
So you've got quite a long history then.
Yeah. So like I say,
I'd love to come and have with her.
Yeah, so I give you the dates for this year.
Yeah,
obviously, we were meant to do one in April, but he's just had Litland, so we're going to miss the first round. Then we're going to do 2, 4, 5 and 6.
Yeah.
But back to it, we did UKDC, and he got his... So you have to have a licence for each one. So he did retro, and that got his licence for UK, I think. Don't quote me, Ben. I'm just going off what I can remember.
Yeah.
So then he did 2 years of UKDC. And the first year was alright from what I remember. I've got an awful memory. And then the second year we was encountering a lot of problems, if I can remember rightly.
It's with the car, like?
Yeah, with the car and everything like that. So the second year wasn't that great. Anyway, Ben rings me one day. I was on my way back from somewhere. And he says, what are you doing this weekend? I went, don't know, why, what are you thinking? He says, I've just been asked if I want to drive at the final round of BDC.
Right.
So BDC is British Drift Championship. At the time, it's now shut down. At the time, it was the toppest of top tier of drifting in the UK.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, looks like I'm coming with you then, doesn't it? I said, whatever plans I had are gone.
Yeah.
So I was like, when do you want me there? He says, well, I'm heading up tonight. I need you there tomorrow morning or something like that. I was like, right, okay. So I packed the work van, got up there, went down. I said, what's the crack then? He says, well, if I do well this round, he says, I'll have my licence for next year.
Yeah.
I said, but all I need to do is make top 32.
Yeah.
I was like, right then.
Yeah.
So we did that and smashed it out of the park. I think got top 16 maybe.
Yeah, did well.
And it was at the end, and they did all the ceremony for like the first, second and third place winners and stuff.
Yeah.
And me and Ben trying to look for the organiser, and we found him. And Ben was like, have you made it? He said, have I made it? And Matt was like, what do you mean you made it? You've smashed it. And that was it, mate. I was gone. I was roaring. I was like, oh my God, Ben, well done too. And I don't cry. And I was like just so emotional that the amount of time and effort that we put in had gone towards it, had paid off.
Yeah, man.
And then
sick.
We did the round of BDC last year, and again we had a few issues with the car, but nothing we couldn't tease out. And then we start again May 28th, 26th and 27th, I think.
Yeah.
And
what's it like?
He's been working on the car and getting everything sorted. So
what's it like working on a car that's like heavily tuned and like?
There's nothing on it.
What? How do you mean?
It's not like a conventional car. Everything's fiberglass. You've got no crash bar. You've got like a welded tube.
Yeah.
Like obviously welded tube made for the bumper. but there's an engine, a battery, a prop shaft, a diff, all your steering components, obviously, suspension.
The shell. Yeah.
Nothing in it.
With a drivetrain in it, basically.
That's literally it.
Yeah, man, that's
there's
crazy.
There's nothing else to it, but there's obviously safety regs you've got to abide by, like you've got to have a welded roll cage, you've got to have a fire extinguisher with a pull tab on the outside, you've got to have a battery cut off.
Yeah.
You've got to have a crash out with hands device, obviously.
So it's actually more simple then than
a
real car.
So inside the car, you've got a seat, steering wheel, pedals, handbrake. That's it. And then other than that, it's just like whatever else you want to put in it. So you'll obviously have your dash on, and you'll have like switches, and your fuses are there. But Ben's got his fuses there, so he can see if one's popped or something like that. So
so you really enjoyed going to the events and that and getting involved.
Yeah,
do you want to do more of it with other teams and that in the future?
No, I want to stay with Ben.
Yeah.
I've always said to Ben, like, wherever you go, I'll go. Like, no matter what.
Yeah,
I don't see going with someone else beneficial.
Yeah.
Because the amount of time and respect that I've got for Ben.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it's the same back.
Yeah.
It's like.
Yeah, you got to
something that you can't
enjoy
replace.
it. You can enjoy it together, can't you? Like,
yeah, and it's like, granted, we haven't done well in the past seasons, but it's always been like after the events we've always had a beer and sat down around a fire or the dominoes and just chilled out. And
it's a good just like time with your mates.
Yeah, it's just seeing all the other drivers as well. Like obviously when you're on the track and everything, it's like focus, nothing. No one talk to anyone. Not like no one talk to anyone, but
you're on the job.
You're on the job, but after, you wouldn't believe how many drivers will come and say, well done, like, really good effort today and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, man.
So
sounds sick.
Yeah.
I'd like to come along.
I think the next one's at Three Sisters in Wigan, I think. That's the thing though as well with this, there's like not many tracks that will allow it. It's so noisy. But
Curveball, how important is money to you?
I fret about money a lot.
Yeah.
I always want to make sure that I've got enough to see me through.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Like, it's nice to have it, but funnily enough, I had this conversation with my dad earlier. It's like, if you've got money, you get nothing from the government.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if you don't have money, you get everything from the government.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
And I think, like, there's no happy medium either.
No.
At all.
No.
But for me, it's like, it's nice to have it to do the
things you want to do.
The things I want to do.
It's a tool, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's like always been the same for me. Like I've always worked for my stuff. I've always tried to be the best that with the money I can be.
Yeah. Like
saving for a house and stuff, and getting the cars and everything like that. So
yeah,
I think
you got respect for it because you've had to earn it yourself.
Yeah. I've been in work since I was 13.
Really?
Yeah. So I was working at a tower with Mum, pot washing every Saturday, Sunday morning for 2 hours on £4.98 an hour. I remember asking her once, I was like, why can't you round it up to a fiver?
Yeah.
I said, I'm getting £19.94p.
Yeah.
And she was like, it's the minimum wage. I was like, oh, sound.
That's what it is, mate.
2 pence.
Like, I remember my dad used to, it's my dad's business I work with, and he used to, I can't remember how old I was when I first started doing stuff there, but I used to go and pack like one of our most like popular products, and he used to pay me per one, and he was like, right, if you, however much it was, I can't remember how much it was, he was like, this is how much I'll give you per one. I was like, alright, then I smashed it out, and I made too much money in one day, and he was like, right, I'll bring that down a little bit. I was just like, I remember that, I must have probably been like 14 or something.
Yeah, it's the same though. It's like I've got friends that are in the building trade, and it's like you're either on day rate or you're on per square feet or something.
Yeah.
So it's
It's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. I think money rules everything.
That's the thing, isn't it?
Money rules life.
Yeah.
An interesting thing I found on, funnily enough, TikTok, which I spend most of my life on when I'm away.
Yeah.
Is like cash is slowly going out the window, innit?
It is really, yeah. I think it's less and less relevant to people's like.
And one thing I did see was that if you give someone, so say you go get, I don't know, a Greggs or something. You pay for your sarnie and your Chris and your drink with a £50 note. That £50 note then gets paid in someone's bank. It gets paid to someone as wages.
Yeah.
That £50 note will then go to the hairdresser when said person gets a haircut.
Yeah.
That then £50 will go to the barber or the hairdresser, and then that hairdresser will then use it to pay for the shopping.
Yeah.
That £50 is still worth £50. Right? If you were to go to Greggs and pay for exactly the same thing with your credit card or your card, you pay £50 there, and then the bank takes 1.5% or whatever it is off you.
Yeah.
So then it becomes, say,
worth less.
And less. And in that same instance, what I've just said, and less and less and less, you get to the barber paying for his groceries at the store, it's worth like £12.50.
Yeah. It's also the fact that like the money's just like digital and like you say, just tap your phone or whatever.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
I'm a fucker for that.
Yeah. I think that devalues it to us as well though. Like you won't think anything about tapping your phone. But you've got to get out like £10.58.
So I've actually done this before, and this is how I used to save money. I used to withdraw the money out of my bank, and then I couldn't use it because I don't want to break into a 20 or don't want to break into a 10. So I hate change.
Yeah. Don't want to carry it about.
And my missus loves change. She's got like, we went to Skeg the other week, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, you got any change? She went, hold on a minute, got this great fucking cup out. And she was like, I was like, where you got that from? She went, don't know, I've had it ages. And there was like 35 quid in change.
Yeah, just like little
just like 20s and 10s and 20p's and 10p's and 50p's. And I'm like, 2p's there getting converted to up.
Fucking hell, mate. I couldn't imagine anything worse than that. I don't like carrying coins around.
No, it just weighs your pocket down and then your trousers fall down. And
yeah, it's inefficient.
You look a twat because your trousers are around your ankles and you keep pulling them up.
Yeah, I suppose it is all digital, but I don't mind it. But it's interesting though. It's interesting, like how it kind of devalues the sort of meaning of it a bit.
Yeah, so like I say, if it's on card, it just devalues and devalues and devalues, and then the bank takes it. I try and pay in cash as much as I can.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, I do a little bit here and there. Like I go to a club with Gemma's dad, and everything's like you can pay on card at the bar, but like there's like machines for the snooker tables, and they're all like coins.
Pound coins, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You go to there's a place in Lincoln. I can't remember what it's called now, but they're like bang straight in.
Yeah.
Like £1 coins. And
it's still happening in some places, isn't it?
Yeah, I find that it's more the older places as well. The people that don't want to change.
Yeah. How do you feel about opening up like on a podcast? Like,
what do you talk?
Is it well, I don't know, nothing in particular, but like right now, what we're doing, like
yeah, I love it.
Like what you just mentioned,
I want people to know like what I've gone through and stuff.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say I've had the best life.
No.
Well, I've had the best life that I can live.
Yeah.
But
I mean, growing up.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
When I was at primary school, I used to live in a flat above Dixon Street with my mum and dad, and I didn't really have any friends then because I lived on a main road. I was in a flat. Yeah. It's not like a cul-de-sac kind of thing.
Not like a bit of a cul-de-sac vibe.
Yeah. It was like not like out here where you could, if you was a kid, you could go out and play football or Kirby and whatever. I was on a main road and I didn't know anyone. So we left there and we went to Nightingale Crescent on the Schwood, on the Birchwood.
Yeah.
And that's when I started going out more, but I used to get bullied by this kid called Andy.
Not me, was it?
I know.
No.
I fucking hate that prick.
Yeah. How old were you then?
So if I moved to Greatwell when I was 15, probably like 10, 11. I was year 5 when I moved. Because I didn't move primary school.
It's at that age where it starts getting like a bit personal, isn't it? And like kids have been nasty at that age.
Yeah, so I slapped him.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so I gave him a good whack before I left.
Yeah.
Anyway, we went from there and then we went to where we are now, which is like arse end of nowhere. But there was a strip called the Bunny One that used to get us to the Carlton Centre.
Yeah.
And when I first moved there, it was like I didn't know what to do, and growing up and stuff, I was like out in the garden helping mum and dad and everything like that. And then that's when I started to like become myself more.
Really?
Yeah, so like I didn't really go out much between years 5 and 6 because obviously I didn't know anyone. I was in the arse end of nowhere. And then I was the only one from my primary school to go to Christ.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, man, that's mad.
Because my school was on Tritton Road.
Yeah.
So my mum used to drop me off, go to work, pick me up, go home.
Yeah.
So that's when I started getting more of a social life.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously I was going to Christ in year 7, like James Turnbull, he was in my form and we become really close. And
yeah, man.
we started, like, we used to go swimming together every Friday and everything like that. So that's when I started to build like friendships up more.
Yeah, man.
And then I used to ride my push rod down the Bunny Run and onto the Carlton Centre, and I used to socialise with some of them. But it was like a very big step for me in gaining the courage to actually do that first.
Gone from nothing to like loads of people.
Yeah, and it was like nothing that I've really experienced, because obviously we've grown up on Dixon Street and then not really going out much when I was at Nightingale. It was like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So then I developed and learned and everything like that. And it just went from there really. I was riding down there every night and coming back home and obviously going to school and socialising with the lads at school. And then, yeah, that was it.
I always remember you like at school like hanging around with loads of people. Like,
yeah,
you'd always been a big group. Like,
yeah, and
I suppose you were attracted towards that because you hadn't had it a lot.
yeah, I never had it.
Yeah.
I think, and it's honestly just made me realise now that that's what it was.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Like I never, like granted there was always me and James Turnbull. We was tighter than not in rope. Do you know what I mean? But we faded away like year 9,
That happens,
9, 10.
That happens in school.
But I was in a band with James as well, and that was quite a good laugh.
Yeah.
Old school.
Yeah, man.
I remember that. And then still on YouTube apparently.
Is it?
We made a first song and we put it on YouTube.
Oh man, I need to hear that.
Yeah, if you don't,
I do. Mate.
I think he'll agree. It was fucking dreadful.
I'll get James to send me it.
It was a video as well.
He's still fucking rocking out.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
So funnily enough, I saw him the other week and he's doing really well for himself.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I think he said he was a teacher at Caister.
Yeah.
And then he's got obviously his Grassroof on the side as well.
Yeah.
And I listen to their stuff quite a bit, to be fair.
Good tunes, aren't they? Really like accomplished on the guitar. Like,
alternative.
Yeah, man.
Very alternative.
Yeah.
But that's what I like.
It's like sort of prog, isn't it?
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
It is cool, man. I do like it.
It's different and I like it, but I like every range of music.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
So, anyway, I used to knock about with James, and then I grew a big friendship with a lad called Liam Elson.
Yeah, I remember Liam.
Remember Liam? Bear.
You just reminded me, yeah. I've
We,
forgotten about him, but yeah.
We always used to call him Bear because he was like 13 but hit puberty at 10 and he was hairy as fuck. So, met Bear, and I used to knock about Bear a lot, and then that's when I used to go out a lot more at night and cycle up to the Carlton and then spend all my time knocking about in the park and playing football and
yeah, man.
Fox and Hounds and all that. So
Sick.
that's when I sort of then calmed down a little bit and went into my little group of like me, Matty Brown. Remember Matty Brown?
I do, yeah.
Me, Matty Brown and Bear. And
Yeah.
we was like the gruesome twosome.
Nice, man.
And then
Decent.
yeah, and then I faded away from Bear because I got into cars.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was like his kind of thing.
Mm.
Like I said earlier, I was always into cars and stuff.
Yeah.
So I got into the cars and got into the car scene of Lincoln and just went from there really. And that's
What made you realise that you could go to these events and that? How did you first like hear about the car
just a
events?
car. So
Because they do it down in the Carlton Centre, don't they?
yeah, they used to.
They used
They used to,
yeah.
like back when I was 17, 18, there used to be like an annual Sunday meet there.
Yeah.
But it's changed now. You get loads of dickheads there in like 1.0 Eco Boost Fiestas and shit.
yeah.
I've done my fair share of that in time, but
Yeah,
yeah, I used to be one there every Sunday, and I just used to love like cycling down there when I was like just before I passed my test and stuff, and just looking at people's builds and how much work's gone into it and everything like that. And then
It's fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's how I met Connor, and then me and Connor have been friends ever since. Like we build my cars together, we do drifting together, we do everything together.
Yeah, man, sick. Remember, do you know Jake Hand, Jake XVX? He's been on the podcast.
Jake Hand?
Yeah, but he had I remember him going to a Carlton Centre meet like a couple of years ago because he had a Nissan GTR, like the later one, the one that's still kind of current almost. Yeah. But yeah, I remember him saying it was really cool. He'd like to go in there, and people were like buzzing off his car when he went.
Yeah, they've shut it down now. They've put barriers up.
Yeah, fully stopped it. Yeah,
put all barriers up and stuff, but it's just got dangerous.
I suppose it was in a very built-up area, wasn't it? So.
Yeah, and then it's just got dangerous.
Yeah, I suppose they do a lot of stuff at like airfields and that, don't they? Like,
yeah, so there's one at Rufford Airfield that's like all properly done, and there's like a drag strip, and there's Lambos and Ferraris, and then you get people in their builds that are like Apollo GTR running 350 horse and stuff. So that's quite varied, and that's cool. I haven't been yet, but I do want to go. But I'm just focusing more on getting my cars built and everything like that. So
you want to do it yourself as well, like
so
have your own builds?
So I share a unit with a lad called Miggy, and it all started. I bought a 1990s Summit E36 compact as a drift car.
As a Honda?
No, BMW.
Oh yeah, of course.
Red one.
I'm thinking of EK9s.
EK. Oh, they're belter.
Yeah.
Connor loves them.
Yeah.
So I bought that. I bought it off a lad in Bracebridge, and I was like, cool, let's build this up.
Yeah.
So I started building that, and then I got home one night and the fucking subframe fell out of the sill. I was like, brilliant, need a new one.
Yeah.
Big
expenditure.
Yeah. But I only paid £500 for it.
Yeah.
So a belter anyway. I had some good fun in it.
Yeah.
And then I bought what did I buy then? Oh, I bought a blue E46 compact off a lad called Ryan, who funnily enough was in the same drift league as Ben. So I bought that off him to put the engine in the red one, because the red one was only a 1.9, whereas the blue one was a 2.5 straight 6.
Yeah.
So I bought that, and then I realised that I've got 2 cars on the drive that don't move. One's broken, I've got nowhere to work on them.
Yeah.
So I was just scrolling through Facebook, and I found this unit up for rent. So I messaged my mate Miggy, and I knew he was doing a lot of his work on his driveway.
Yeah.
And I said to Miggy, I was like, do you want to go have a look at it? He was like, yeah. Anyway, next thing you know, we had a quick chat after work, after we'd been there, and we was like, should we do it? It was like, yeah, I think we should. Yeah. So now I've got a unit with Miggy.
Sharing it,
yeah.
Nice, man. And you got quite a decent amount of room in there, have you? Like?
Yeah, so I've got my E46 Tourer, which is ready to drift. I've just got to put a hydro in. I've got my E36 caged compact in there that needs the engine wiring in, which they've been getting on to me for ages because it's been sat there for ages.
Yeah.
I just haven't had the time.
Want it moving.
And then I've got a quad in there that I bought and regret buying because the engine blew up.
You like buying stuff then that you're not ready for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I bought it as spares and repairs, and I was like, it's got to run, it's just been sat. And then took the engine apart and the valve had snapped.
Nice. Okay.
And then we've got like a seating area in my corner, and then Miggy's got his corner, and he's got some quite cool stuff going on at the minute. He's put a, Fabia?
Yeah.
PD130 Fab.
Yeah.
He's put a 1.8T in one.
Really?
Yeah, 1.8 turbo.
A little sleeper.
So he's got that in the works, and he was on a MX-5 turbo, so he bought an MX-5 for his missus, or his missus bought it or something, and then it was like, I want to turbo it, so we turboed it, got it running, then something just wasn't right. So then he's let that go, just to, I think he let it go to free up some money or something, I don't know.
It's like experiments, isn't it?
Yeah, and then he's going to buy a BM, because a lot of my stuff in the unit is BM based.
Yeah,
I know
so
a lot more.
I
know a lot more about BMs than what I do Jap.
Yeah. You spend time working on them.
Yeah, but I just need to get the time to go down there. My dad's not very well at the minute, so it's just sitting there on the back end of a curveball at the minute.
Yeah, man. So I suppose it's interesting you say that. So you thought when you work on cars, like you get used to them and kind of you know a model or you know a range of like.
Yeah, funnily enough, my mate rang me the other day and he was like, I need your help. I said, why? He says, I've snapped a drive shaft on my car. I was like, what, your E46? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay, I'll be down in a minute. And then got it fixed and that was it.
like falling off a log, mate. Easy for you. Yeah. So I suppose what you were saying, like 20 minutes ago, however long it was, like I suppose now you've got like a bit of a scene that you're part of, and like do you feel a bit more confident in yourself nowadays? Like
100%. Yeah, 100%. I just don't go out as much as I used to. Like back in day, when I had my E92 BM, I was out every night.
Yeah, man.
Till 12, 1 o'clock, regardless.
Yeah.
And then going to work the next day. Yeah. And then I got my new job and I was like, I just can't do it.
Yeah, you're flat out at work all day.
Yeah, and I'm working away as well. Like,
it's mad, isn't it, when you first start working like full time, you know, on a permanent basis. Like you realise how like much energy it takes out of you, and like you've got time for all that stuff. You want to just chill out a little bit. Yeah. And you're finished. And...
But I've always been the guy that's never in.
Really?
Yeah.
You're always out and about.
Always out and about. There's always so much for me to do until now, and it's like I don't know whether it's like my home situation with my old man and stuff, but or it's my new girlfriend, whether she's calmed me down and stuff. But I don't know. You
don't feel the thirst as much to go out and
no, not at all. I don't know whether I'd just rather chill at home with her or go to the unit and she'll come with me and she'll just sit on the sofa and doing her own work and stuff. So we've got like a sofa and Wi-Fi there as well, so it's quite chill.
Yeah, man, that's nice. What inspires you, Tucky? It's a bit broad, isn't it?
Yeah.
I suppose there's quite a few things that could inspire you.
So, my parents inspire me a lot.
Yeah.
Like, before I started with Grunwald, I was an arsehole to my mum and dad. Yeah. Hands up. I was a dickhead. I was not nice to him. I was just... I would say that I wasn't very respectful.
Yeah, I was like that when I was...
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, man, definitely.
And then with starting with Grunwald and stuff, like I learned to treasure the time with my mum and dad a lot more.
Yeah, man.
And with my... and respect them a lot more.
Instead of seeing them as like a nuisance.
Yeah, and wanting to actually spend time with them and sit with them and ask them how the day is. Like before...
Yeah, learn about them.
At my old job, I would get in I'd get in 5:30. I wouldn't even go say hello to my dad.
Yeah.
Straight in my room, on Xbox for an hour, then out, have tea, out, gone, come in, wouldn't say hello to him when I got in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what a dick.
Yeah.
But now, it's like, I get in from work if I've been away, and I'll sit on the sofa with him for 10 minutes and just be like, what have you been up to this week? How's it going? Same with mum as well, like, alright mum. Like, dad doesn't know how to use a phone. He's got like some fucking flip phone thing. Not even a touch screen. Not
even from this century.
No, it's like a 3310.
Yeah. Oh, they were good. They were good.
Yeah, so it's like a 3310, and I don't have much communication with him when I'm away, just because I know that he's deaf as well, so he'll struggle to hear it.
Yeah.
Only partially, but it's enough to get him riled up if he's on the phone.
Yeah.
So I'll just wait until I get back, and then have a more like convenient chat with him when I'm sat down.
Yeah, proper chat.
Yeah, proper chat.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, just in general, I like talking in person more.
Yeah.
It's like this. I could do this over Zoom and shit, but
it's not worth it, is it?
It's not.
You don't get the
connection.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the personal connection, and like, you actually, there's nothing to distract you really. Like you're just chatting to someone.
Just chin wagging.
Yeah, man, it's good fun.
So yeah, and that's my mum and dad inspire me a lot, and dad's taught me a lot, obviously, and mum has.
And role models for you, I suppose.
Yeah. Like I've always been a chill out person. Yeah. I've never been like hectic.
Yeah, man.
And I don't plan anything either.
So how do you? What's your work-life balance like? Well, are you happy with your work-life balance?
Yeah, 100%. Like for me, Monday to Friday is a working week. Like if I'm away, then it's weird though. It's weird how my fucking head works. So if I'm working local, I won't stay in a hotel. So like I'll travel there and back, but I can be up till 11, 12 at night at home.
Yeah.
If I'm away, I'll be asleep by 8 o'clock.
Really?
Yeah. Just like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is, but
less distractions maybe.
Yeah, less distractions and more just like I think it's because I'm probably on my own.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing.
Not all the time. Like there is jobs where I'm with other lads and stuff, but we all have separate rooms.
Yeah.
But like if I'm on my own, I'll just find that I'm asleep by 8, 9 o'clock. So I don't really. It's hard to say work-life balance because of working away. Because them 5 days if you're away, are solely dedicated to work.
How do you find staying like
Love it.
away on your own? You like it?
Yeah, it's saves me money because I don't spend money on food. Because I get like food allowance for work and stuff, and like going out for like a little jolly on walking around the town that I'm staying in or something. Because I don't tend to book hotels that are chains, so I don't tend to book like travel lodges, holiday inns, stuff like that. I tend to like book the privately owned ones.
Local stuff.
Yeah, the privately owned ones because I like the culture and I like trying different foods.
You get to meet the people who own it as well. I suppose. Cool people.
If you stay in like a travel lodge, you're always near a Nando's, a Burger King, a McDonald's, a chain restaurant. Whereas
Shit,
if you
get anywhere.
Yeah. Whereas if you're like in a little village in Brenda's 4-room hotel, you've got all that food variety in the village.
Sick, man. That's well cool.
So I prefer to like. Don't get me wrong, love a Nando's.
Yeah, who doesn't?
But like, it's more experiencing other people's type of cooking.
Cause do that at home though, can't you? All that shit, like going to Nando's and that.
Yeah, and it's like before I was engineering and stuff, I was chefing at Mum's place, and I've always loved food.
She run a cafe or something like that?
No, she's one of the managers at the Tower Hotel. And
oh
she's
really?
Been there for ages.
Yeah, man.
So like I said earlier, I started out as pot washer and then just worked my way up.
Do some good shit there, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Belter.
I haven't been there for a long time.
And then, so yeah, I've always liked food and I just love experiencing like other people's.
Yeah.
And what me and a lad called Ollie, who I work with in a minute, we're really into Turkish food.
Really? Never tried it, I don't think.
Yeah, so it's
What's your favourite Turkish dish then?
So, really, because we just get a sharer and we share it all. And
all sorts of shit.
It's got like chicken on it, lamb kofta, lamb sheath, chicken wings, lamb chops, rice, bread.
Is it a lot of it like quite like spiced? And...
No, it's like juicy. Very. It's like
very juicy.
Yeah,
that's a good description.
The thing is, you go to Nando's sometimes and it's like drier than an A4 sheet of paper. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Whereas you go to like,
it's not exactly like Michelin star.
No, but I also find Nando's is very varied where you go. Like some places can be belter, but some can be like dog shit.
Yeah.
So it's not, Turkish food isn't like spicy or anything like that. It's more tasty. It's more
natural
kind of natural, but it's more like the spices are not warm, but they're tasty.
Yeah, it's not like it's like herbal spices.
Yeah,
it's
more marinated in stuff than I'm going to bang peri salt on this, peri sauce on this. Do you know what I mean?
A bit more considered.
Yeah, and I love Turkey as well. Me and my mum and dad have been like 14 times since I've been alive.
Really? Wow, I've never been to Turkey.
Belter.
Nice place.
Yeah, it's really good.
Is it real hot?
Well, it can be. Depends what time of year you go, but I think, it's good.
How long does it take to get there?
4 hours.
4 on the plane?
Yeah, 4 hours on the plane.
It's not too bad, is it, actually? It's not as far as... It's further. It's not as far as I thought it was.
No, I always thought as a kid it was further.
Yeah.
But then you're a kid and you're bored.
My bro's in Australia at the moment.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. Fucking gone out there for his mate's wedding with his girlfriend and his babby. His babby's like 1. So
it's like a 24-hour flight, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or travelling 24 hours.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, that's grim.
I don't actually know how that went yet. And obviously he's got to come back soon, so... but
he'll be there pulling his hair out.
I said to him when he gets back we'll have a chat about your experience.
Yeah.
This is that story you're talking about?
No, this is another one. So the first one was I lost my wallet in America, and the second one was we got business class when we went to America, and we only got it because one of the directors made a bit of a boo-boo.
Right, yeah.
So me and Stevie are like...
Accidental,
but we're like, this is mega.
Yeah,
like, we're going to have like bed and all sorts.
You get a fucking bed?
Yeah, the chair folds out into a bed.
Nice.
And
that's
like,
pretty decent.
I was laid in it, and I just fit, bearing in mind I'm 6'8".
Yeah, man.
I was just in it, but I'd fallen asleep with my arm like that, and my arm had gone over the aisle, and I was blocking the bird from bringing all the food down. And so Stevie was behind me, the lad I went with, and I didn't know any of this until he woke me up, but I felt this fucking hand touch me, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, oh, hello. She went, I'm just moving your hand up because you're blocking the aisle. I was like, yeah, sound. Anyway, that's the only time I got to sleep on the plane. I was really annoyed, so I was in like a proper deep sleep. Anyway, Stevie collars me behind me. He went, she asked me if I could touch your hand.
Yeah.
I went, what? She went, yeah, she wanted to make sure I could touch your hand if you didn't have a girlfriend. I went, fuck her, just touch it anyway.
Fair play, mate. Oh dear.
And then...
That's fucking... I don't know if I can be able to handle flying that far again. It's mental.
Yeah. And then the other one was... So, when I was in America, I was in... Where was I? I was in LA. And we were staying in this awesome hotel by the beach. It was called like Redondo Beach Hotel or something. No. And I've always been a twat for losing my wallet or keys.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
So my mum bought me AirTags for Christmas.
They're good?
Yeah, really good. This will get onto the story.
Okay, yeah.
So, anyway, me and Stevie come down, have breakfast and whatever, get into the car. I'm driving off and the car's got Apple CarPlay and it says Ryan's wallet left behind. I was like, sound, go back, hotel room. So I was scanning it on Find My iPhone or whatever.
Yeah.
And I get up to my room and I'm like, it's not here. I'm pressing the little call out. We have like a little call out button and it'll ping for you.
Yeah.
Ding 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 ding.
Can you hear it?
Ding 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 ding. And I'm like,
just like that.
Not fucking working.
Really?
Anyway, I look on it and it's like, it's in the car park.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, fucking hell. I've dropped it when I got in the car. Follow it down, gets to the car park. Steve was like, what are you doing? I went, it's in here somewhere.
Gotta find it.
Ding 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 ding. Nothing. It's on the fucking beach.
It's on the beach, right?
So I'm in this Ford Bronco, bounced with a car.
Is this a 7-seater thing?
No, this is like another car that we've got. So this is a separate trip.
Yeah.
And I've got it, and it's on the beach. And anyway, I try and drive through this car park, and he's like, what are you doing? I said, my wallet's somewhere on that beach, mate. I said, I need to go get it. He went, well, why is it on the beach? I went, you asked me.
Okay, yeah.
Got on the beach, fucking moved again. Some cunt's got it.
Yeah.
Someone's got it. Anyway.
Wow, man.
We're tracking it, untracking it. But I'm driving through like LA, man. And
this sounds really fun.
It's
scary at the same time. Yeah.
So we're driving through, anyway, we're driving round, I pull up at this fire station, I'm like, it's here, it's at the fire station, it's not moved for 10 minutes, it's got to be here.
Yeah.
Looking, ask the fireman, you seen a wallet around, mate? No, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, they're having like all this food on the table, and I'm like, alright, I'll leave you to it. He went, do you want any food, by the way? I was like, no, I need to find my wallet.
Yeah.
Pinged up again, and it's in like this, I don't know what you call it, like, in America they're all straight roads, aren't they? So it's like one straight road, and there was like these flats in the middle.
A block, like.
Yeah, like a block, but it was like only like a ground floor block. And I'm like, Stevie, it's here, I've got it. And he's like, where is it? And I went, it's down that alleyway. He went, are you going? And I went, I'm a fuck.
A bit of a rough kind of area, was it? Or like...
I've got enough signal for it to tell me that it's there and it's not moved. Anyway, so I'm like, I don't know what I'll do. I went, I know. I'll ring the site manager that we were working for. And funnily enough, he was from Grimsby originally.
Really?
Yeah, and he lived in Grimsby. And I went, now then, Dean. I went, slight problem. I'm going to be late to site. I've lost my wallet and I'm at the house now. He went, just remember, you're in LA and not Lincoln.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you mean? He went, guns. I was like, good point. Put the phone down, rang my gaffer, explained it, and he said, right, we'll put a stop on your card, just in case. So they put a stop on the card. I was like, what should I do now? Just ring 911. So I rang the police. They turned up and went, what's the problem? I said, my wallet's gone missing from the hotel. I've tracked it all the way to here with my AirTag. It's down that alleyway. Don't know where it is. She went, right. I went, can you go get it? And she was like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
So anyway, copper in front, me, copper behind me.
Yeah.
Anyway, got to it, and it's like, the door's here, and then it's literally the other side door. It's like 4.3 feet away. And I'm like, it's there. It's the other side of this wall. She went, okay. So she made a radio call. She was like, yeah, gonna do a knock. She put a hand on a gun, knocked on the door, and I was like, fuck this, I'm out. I literally ran down the alleyway.
Yeah.
And they was like, what are you running for? I said, you've got your hand on the gun. I said, I'm going. I'm not staying here.
Not hanging about.
Yeah. Anyway, she found my wallet. This bloke had picked it up and was going to give it in.
Wow, man. Just chilling in his little
Just
room.
literally been out for a run, picked my wallet up, ran to his
Where did
flat.
you leave it then?
It must have fell out my pocket in getting
on
into
the
the
way
car.
to the car and all that.
Yeah, and getting into the car. But what I don't understand is, the car park was attached to the hotel, so he's ran through the hotel car park to get to his other end.
Fucking hell, man.
So if it weren't for that AirTag, I would have lost my work card, my work Euro card, my credit card, everything.
Shit, man. That's crazy. And how long had you had the AirTags at that point?
7 months.
Yeah,
8
so...
months. But it's helped me, like, even at work, even, like, just at home looking for my keys and stuff.
So you got it in your keys, you got it in your wallet?
I've got it in my van, my work van keys, I've got it in my wallet.
Yeah.
I've got it on my car keys, and I've got it on my transit keys as well.
I might have to fucking get some of them, mate, because I'm the same.
They're cheap as well. They're like, well, I'd say they're cheap, but they're cheap when you think about the grand scheme of things. Like, you don't have to buy a new wallet, you don't have to buy a new driving licence, you don't have to get another key card. Well, only £100 for 4.
Yeah. Useful bit of kit, innit? Does it have to be charged or anything?
Just like a watch battery, and it lasts like a year and a half.
Long time.
I haven't changed mine since Christmas, not last year, before.
Need to fucking get some, mate. I'm going to lose some shit. I don't want that to happen to me, Joe.
It's like, just stuff like that helped me.
How's it going? You enjoying it?
Yeah, it's sick.
Comfy sofa, you say?
Yeah.
It's good, isn't it? I had it for about... We've only been here for like... I don't know, fucking 6 months now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were living down near... where was it? You know where Grandstand is in Lincoln?
Yeah. Carron Road?
Near the fucking... Yeah, near the Fosdyke.
Oh, okay.
Living there for a bit, but we were renting, but it was just fucking well expensive, man.
Yeah. So how did you come across this place?
We were looking for fucking ages, man. We were looking at like...
You and Gemma have been together a while.
Yeah, man. Since first year of sixth form.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like near on 10 years.
Yeah, basically. Crazy, innit? It doesn't feel like it. So yeah, we just spotted it on. We were looking for ages online, and then we're just like... It was at that point where like... You just had to fucking buy one, because...
They've got so much.
Houses were fucking just getting snapped up.
I can't find one for the life of me.
No, they're just mental how much money they are, and like I'm lucky because I've had help from like my parents and a bit of money and that. But like, I can't like envy anyone who's got a fucking van anywhere now. So yeah, this came on the market and we were just like, offered them the asking price and just got it. And like there was like 4 other offers, and the only reason they took us is because we had no like chain, because we were just renting, and no like not much complications.
Yeah.
We were looking for time then, man. We were looking for like a year because we stayed in that. We rented that place for like 2 years.
Really?
Yeah, we didn't want it to. We didn't really want to. So, and we were kind of like we'd been together a long time at that point, but we were like wanting to like
get your own place and get your own thing.
See how it.
Things with renting, you can't do out to it, can you?
No.
Whereas if you buy, you can obviously do what you want.
Yeah, man. I got like a little garage out there now. I was thinking about like setting it up like podcast studio.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'd like to get a video on it as well.
But it wouldn't be better because obviously like YouTube and stuff.
I think it would. Yeah.
It's like seeing it as well, and like if you've got pictures to show someone, you can show them the pictures and stuff.
And put it on the screen.
Yeah, put it on the screen and that.
Yeah.
But it's hard for me at the minute to find a house because I've got such a particular thing that I need. I need like enough room for 3 cars. I need a garage.
Yeah.
I need like
limited like.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's just hard. Like all new builds don't have a driveway.
Exactly. Yeah. No garages really.
No garages.
Not proper ones though.
And if you're looking for a double garage, you're looking at a like 7-bedroom house in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It's just hard work.
How do you feel about like the place you're renting? Do you not want to? You don't obviously want to be.
I live with my mum and dad still.
Yeah.
So.
No, I mean the garage where you got your cars and that.
Oh, the unit.
Yeah.
Love it. It's just like a place to chill.
Is it like too much money or is it?
No, it's good. It works out quite well to be fair, but like I think because we're always going to outgrow that place.
Yeah. And
I think there's going to be because it's only out Saxelby way anyway, but it's that thing of.
Is that that new bit?
No, it's like.
I know someone who works there.
It's between Wigsley and Saxelby.
Yeah. I've not been there many places.
Where no phone signal are out.
Yeah.
So I think it's the point where it's going to get to the point where I want to store my cars at home, so I don't have to drive 15-20 minutes to the unit.
Yeah.
But then at the unit it's the unit, so it's got everything in it. It's got everything you want. Yeah,
so you've got everything there you want. To get that at home is quite a big ask.
I need like a fucking great big garage. I need like a quadruple garage.
You need a fucking. You need like a bit of land on, like a little shed on a land, and then like a caravan or something. Yeah, to be able to do it.
I generally love it.
Yeah, I used to love caravans.
Yeah, I remember listening to Hugh's one.
Yeah.
I'd literally love to put like 3 shipping containers together and just have like a massive open plan area.
Be cool, wouldn't it? Loads of space around it to fuck about.
Yeah, so like your house would be the shipping containers, and then you've just got kitchen, living room, bedroom, all in one.
10% house and 90% land.
Big drift track in the back.
Yeah, man, sick. That's well cool.
I love the fact you called your Volvo an Ovlov and all.
Yeah, I don't know where I got that.
I always call them Ovlovs.
Yeah.
So my mate's just passed his test and he's just bought an Ovlov.
My mate at work, James, he's our web guy, and he's got an Ovlov as well. I think I heard him say it a few years ago, so I've said it since then.
Ovlov.
Good motors.
Yeah. So
nice motors.
He's got a 1993 940.
Really?
Yeah, old school.
Boxy boy.
Yeah, literally. It's
absolute like, wedge sideboard.
It's like a fucking doorstop.
Yeah, man, I like them.
It's good though. We got it for quite a steer as well. I think paid like 780 quid for it. Been drive stored for 13 years.
It's mad, isn't it? How they've gone from being like complete like family car, boring as shit, to like pretty cool. Like.
Yeah, they're like quite desirable about now as well. I think like
some cool ones, isn't there? What's the one that's like probably about 20 years old now? They did them in like yellow and red, and they had a Porsche engine in them. Which one's that? 740 or something?
I don't remember.
Basically, it's just a fucking V70.
Yeah.
With like low profile tyres and a Porsche engine in it. And I would fucking love to have one of that.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't look after it, so no point.
That's the same with my 140 at the minute. It's got a bit like, it needs some loving.
Like, you can see my car, it's just fucking... I've been driving that for like 7 years. And it's
really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
And I just don't ever look after it.
It's the longest I've ever had a car though, my blue 140.
How long you got it for?
3.5 years.
Yeah, you like to change normally then, like...
Yeah, it's like every 2 years.
Yeah.
If not less.
Yeah.
But I can't seem to part with it. I don't know what it is about it.
Yeah, it got to that point where it's like part of you.
Yeah.
I'm like that with the Volvo as well. Like, sometimes I think, I'd love to get something a bit more like efficient or whatever. But then I just like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's my piece of shit. Do you know what I mean? I don't want anyone else to have it.
That's what my Transit's like. It's my shed.
Yeah, man, definitely. I used to have a read of this, so I know where I am. It's helpful, isn't it? Yeah, this is a good one. You've heard me say this probably. Past, present, or future. Like, which one do you think about the most?
Quite
a weird one to answer.
All of them, to be fair.
Yeah, really.
So like the past, I always think like, what could I have done different?
Yeah.
Yeah. To like gain me more knowledge of
quicker
of stuff. Yeah. Present, I don't tend to plan. Like I said earlier, like it's more for me. It's more like
go with it.
I'll get up one day and say, right, I need to go do this.
Yeah.
Or I need to go do that.
Yeah.
The only stuff that I do plan is like if I've got drifting on, or if I'm going to a drift day, or if I'm doing something. I'm very like. Izzy probably hates me for it as well, because I'm like, come on, we're off to Skeg now.
That's your partner, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, come on, we're off to Skeg now. And she's like, I'm not even ready.
Yeah.
Like, get in the fucking car, we're off on the 2p machines.
Yeah.
Or it's like, oh, come on, we'll go out for tea or something.
I'm like this with Gemma, yeah.
Like, we'll go to Nando's or something. But,
yeah.
And then,
spur of the moment.
Yeah, but I'm a very anxious person as well. So it's like, I get very anxious of like, the future. So like
long-term future.
Yeah, because my mum and dad are quite old.
Yeah.
So my old man's 66 and my mum's 60.
Yeah, my dad's 66. Yeah.
So it's like for me, it's like I want to give them. I've always been anxious about giving them a grandkid, and that they can like do the stuff with the grandkid.
Yeah, man.
But I've never found that person to do it with. What's
your situation like with Izzy?
Belter.
Yeah. How long have you been with her for?
Not that long. So I started talking to her probably.
Is that memory kicking in?
Yeah. So I was covering the doors at a club, and she was working there, and we'd just have like little bits of banter chat and stuff and talking, and there was just one thing where she put her foot in the air and had fist bump it and stuff. Right, it's just stupid stuff like that. And then I've never been the type of person to message first. Again, confidence kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. And I'm like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm so scared. So I just built it up, and I was like,
not looking.
How? Because she had a bike accident that she told me about, and I was like, how's your ankle holding up? Send. And I'm like, I've done it. And then it just went from there really, and we got chatting.
Yeah, man.
And then it just spiraled from there, and then we haven't been together that long, but it's one for the future for sure.
Yeah, man.
We started. I think we got together in like end of December.
Yeah.
And
going well.
Yeah, she literally practically lives with me now anyway.
Yeah, man.
So she's mega. Like, she's very supportive in everything that I do, and she's always like trying to better me.
Yeah, man. That's what you want, isn't it? Someone who makes you better.
Try and build me up. Like, I've had some toxic bullshit relationships in the past.
Really?
Big time. And it's certainly scarred me.
What have you learnt from them though?
All sorts.
What's your main thing that you
like just don't, like, I don't know what the word would be, like, just be yourself. Like in
don't
some
pander to someone. Like.
In some of them I felt like I was changing as a person, and I didn't like that. Yeah. And then
trying to mould yourself.
Yeah.
I'm bad with that though. I've realised doing this, like, quite interestingly, like, I'm quite accommodating, or I think I'm a people pleaser, and maybe you're the same. Like,
yeah, me too.
And like, I think I like when I'm speaking to someone, I try to like get. I mean, obviously you got to accommodate different people. Like, you can't speak to some 90-year-old the same you can speak to some 25-year-old.
Yeah, I agree.
But like, you've also got to be like yourself as well.
Yeah, and I think that's why me and Izzy have matched so well, because we literally do not clash.
Yeah. And
we can, if we've got an issue between us, then we'll speak it out.
Yeah.
Whereas before, like, I felt like I could never speak to people.
Yeah.
And to be honest, even I think we've only ever had like one little argument, and that lasted all of 20 seconds, and then we started laughing at each other after. Do you know what I mean? So, whereas before I'd have like an argument and it would last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's probably a bit of an exaggeration, but it would last a long time. Whereas, like I just said, now it's like 20 seconds. Shut up, you daft cunt, and then we're laughing. Do you know what I mean? So it's back to it, and then it's just normal living again, normal life.
Yeah, me and Gemma don't fall out very often, but we have done a couple of times. Yeah. Like, I mean, 10 years nearly, like you say, like, it's going to happen, isn't it? But like, it's never been more than like a day.
Exactly.
And that's what you need. On like a couple of occasions. Like.
That's what you need. Like, I know. I've known of people in relationships that argue every day, and it's like, it's not healthy.
No. You're not with the person you should be with, are you?
No, and I don't know.
It's hard though.
It's hard. It's definitely hard in this time and day to find someone.
Cutting off shit when you shouldn't be doing it is like properly a ball ache. I
do feel like that now though. It's like a lot harder for you to find that one person. Yeah. Because I'm quite, I don't know, I'd probably say that I'm quite old fashioned with, like, I don't really, so like you see all these people that are posting on Snapchat stories all day, every day, and posting on Instagram stories and doing this, that and the other. I don't do that. Like, I have Snapchat, I have Instagram, as you know. Yeah. But like, I use Snapchat to like, Snapchat Lauren, who's a good friend of mine, Kiefer, Connor, Raymond, the lad I work with.
Close,
you know what I mean? Close mates and stuff. I don't go out and put them, someone talk.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you're just misguided, aren't you?
Even that in like, even saying that in like the dating scene and stuff, like, I've never been the one to, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Bear with me a minute.
You don't want to like sort of cry out for people on the internet.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just silly, isn't it?
I don't post stuff that's going to get me attention. And I think that's what's killed this generation of dating.
Yeah.
Everyone's too involved on their phones and too bothered about like
how they look
to other people and
yeah, man, it's mental, isn't it? I don't mean I'm the same. I don't really understand that. Like, I'm not. I don't know.
It's like when I'm away.
It's weird.
I'll literally FaceTime Izzy for 5-10 minutes at night, and then I'll go to bed. Or I'll text her 3 or 4 times during the day, and then that'll be it. Because then I've got more to speak to her about when I'm at home.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Whereas before, there'd be instances where people want me to stay on the phone for 30, 40, 50 minutes an hour.
Yeah.
But you speak for that 30, 40, 50 minutes an hour, you've got nothing to talk about when you get home.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by I'm quite old-fashioned and stuff. Like my old man, when he was at work, he would not speak to me during the day. Like I said, he didn't even know how to use a fucking phone.
Yeah.
And that's why I think I've based myself upon.
A little bit of that.
Yeah.
My dad's the same. Doesn't really like to sort of, same age as yours. It's like doesn't really like to sort of communicate via devices and shit. Like, he says he struggles. I remember him saying to me, he really struggles with like talking to people over the phone because you can't see them. And I get that. And like, he's always impressed upon me. Like, so he doesn't really work with us anymore. He's kind of retired. Yeah. Kind of. But like one of the main things he said to me is like, go out and meet people like suppliers and that. Go out and see them. And just chat to them and you get a better outcome.
Yeah,
you find the truth. You get on their good side. Like,
and it's like I don't like texting either. I always like ringing. I can't. Yeah. I can't not text.
Yeah.
It's weird. I've always been a ringer. Like if I ring a lad at work and most of my stuff that I ring about can go in a WhatsApp.
Yeah.
To my work colleagues, but
you'd rather just.
I'd rather just quickly ring it and say, look, I've got this, and this.
Quicker though, isn't it?
Do you need me to do that? And he'd be like, yeah. I'll be like, alright, sounds in a bit back.
All this shit with the thumbs is.
And it's hard when you're driving as well, obviously.
Yeah, it's not supposed to.
Whereas you can go onto your Apple CarPlay and just put phone, ring, done.
Yeah. It's way more convenient, isn't it? Like,
yeah, it's a lot more.
Yeah, man.
Do you enjoy doing these?
Yeah. Yeah, man, I'm buzzing off it.
Yeah.
It's cool. Yeah, like I said.
And you said my fucking name wrong and Jamie.
I know. I fucking. I thought I said it right.
I was like. I was listening to it and I was like, Ryan Tuxworth. And then I had to literally go back and play it again.
I'm sorry.
And I was like, that little prick.
I knew I did it as well. I thought I did it when I did. I didn't know, but I thought I did it when I was recording it. And I listened to it back and I thought, well, I can't just re-record it and go Tuxworth. put that over. So I just had to fucking go with it, I think.
I was like, this little bastard.
Yeah.
Said my name wrong.
That's the thing, innit? Like, I didn't really.
Yeah, we didn't really socialise at school, did we?
No, barely at all. I think we used to just take piss out of each other, to be honest. It was like kind of.
But school, like again, though, school was weird.
Yeah, man.
It was so varied.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah, man. Yeah. Were you like? I felt like I was never really like in a. I think maybe everyone feels like this, but I felt like I was never really in a group. Like,
no, I agree.
Yeah,
100%.
It's weird, isn't it?
It was like one day you'd spend the day with like a group at the cloisters, or next thing you was in like the fucking DT bit behind the Tupaloos and that, or you was on the football field playing footy, or do you get what I mean?
Yeah, man. I remember
it was just school was just a weird time in general, but I think it's got weirder for other people.
Yeah, kids nowadays. I mean,
yeah.
They got all the fucking social media side of it. I mean, we had a bit of that. But
yeah, we didn't have a lot though, did we?
No.
No, and it was like, I remember getting like the iPhone 4S or something, and I thought it was the greatest thing on earth.
Yeah.
It's just weird how now there's so much going on the social media side that, and I think that's the problem with the kids of today. Like the social media side gives them a false interpretation of what's going on. Do you get what I mean?
It's almost like it's more important than the real world.
Yeah, and like I'm good friends with a lad who I used to work with, and his daughter's on there, and I'm just like, you're shooting down the wrong path.
Yeah.
It's
you're chasing the wrong thing.
Yeah, you're chasing the wrong thing, and don't get me wrong, she's a lovely girl, but she just needs to fucking wind it in.
Yeah.
So otherwise, and that's why I think most of the youths are getting into trouble.
Yeah.
Because they're seeing what other people are doing, and he said, she said, and next thing you know, there's a fucking fight. And
it's the same, innit? Like, I know, like, it's a bit of a weird analogy, but like at work, like when you're emailing someone and you're in a bit of a like heated email thread.
Yeah.
And like the best thing to do is just pick the fucking phone up.
Isn't it?
Or go and see him. And especially when you're like you're reading stuff online about people, and like everything online is so black and white, isn't it? Like it's like, oh, this person is a cunt, or this person's done this. It's like they're a person. Yeah. And they're grey, you know, they're not black, they're not white, they're grey. Like they've got all sorts of like flaws, like anyone.
Everyone's got flaws.
And we know, this is like, this conversation is probably quite like popular on a podcast now. People talk about this a lot, but I think it's true, and I think people are realising though a little bit as well. I believe in humanity. Like I think we're fine. I think we'll do all right. But yeah, we're in a bit of a weird time at the moment.
Yeah, it's going to get to a certain point though, isn't it? Where it is going to have to change.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just going to blow up.
Yeah. Well, it's just like you spend too long in it, and all the internet, social media stuff, and it just fucks your head up. Makes you just change.
Yeah. So I like the odd scroll through Facebook, but I think mainly use Facebook for marketplace to buy shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And
just see what folks are getting up to.
I use Instagram to post my life and what I'm doing. Just it's like a mini podcast, isn't it? So for me, I use it to like post what's going on or what I'm doing or
shouting people out.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? And everything like that. So that's I don't really use it to spy on people. Do you know what I mean? It's more my life and how I want people to perceive it.
I always been like quite like I've got a weird relationship with it. Like, I don't really want to do it that much. Yeah. But recently, like doing this podcast, like got something to share with people that they might actually want to listen to.
But then you have to go onto it to share it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Social media is running the world.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not.
But everything happens.
It is though, isn't it? Because if social media wasn't a thing, how would you promote this podcast?
Get a fucking leaflet out and go staple them into windows and stuff like that. I don't know, what would you do? Get something printed and...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas it's where it's
hosted, isn't it? You'd have to have it on like a physical thing and
you'd have
give it to people.
Send it to the radio station or do you get what I mean? Or whereas now you can this is how I come across you. Yeah. We've obviously listening to him.
Yeah.
You post it on Facebook and then you get people like me. You probably have like 7,000-8,000 other people that are gonna think like I did and go, oh, I might have listened to that and then listen to every single one.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, social media plays such a big part in it.
Here's what I found.
How about shut up?
Social
media plays such a big part in it.
Yeah.
That in a place like now, what would you do without it?
It's good and bad, isn't it? It's nice that we've been able to connect through it.
Yeah.
Because of it, basically. And I was going to say then, doing this, realistically though, doing this, having the chat and that, it's that's the big thing, because I've realised it's actually made me a lot happier.
Yeah.
Just speaking to people.
Yeah.
And having time for people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I didn't have time for people recently. I was just working my head off all the time. I've been working flat out, and it's just what about where am I giving? You know. Do you know?
What about your work life to social life? Has that been pretty bad then?
I think it's been quite bad. Yeah. I think I've neglected my social life.
And this is what's giving you the oomph to do it.
A little bit, yeah. I'm doing it in my own way, you know.
Yeah,
I'm doing it in a kind of... I'm just like my dad.
Yeah.
I'm doing it in a businessy way.
Yeah.
Or a project kind of way.
Well, that's what you need.
But yeah, I think I've neglected that.
Mm.
Yeah, and
because what would you have done if you wasn't doing this? You're still making music and stuff?
Make a bit of music, but to be honest, I'd just be fucking sat on my Xbox or something.
Yeah.
Playing the PlayStation.
What are you doing out?
Yeah, and doing this has given me hunger for other things. I've just bought a mountain bike.
Yeah.
And I'm riding it about and that, and going to Sherwood and stuff
Yeah.
I wasn't doing that before.
No.
I was doing some stuff, but
nothing that.
Not inspired.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's pretty cool, to be fair.
Got to change it up, haven't you, a bit? I think. Got to do different things and get outside your comfort zone and that. And I already feel a bit more confident with it.
Yeah.
I felt nervous before you came. I was like shuffling stuff about. Do you know what I mean?
Mate, no need.
But like now that as soon as you like meet, it's like it's banging.
It's like a relief.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, Izzy was like, before I left, she was like, "Have you asked him what questions he's going to ask you and stuff?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No, it's just going to be free flowing."
Yeah.
Because if you, in a sense, if you was to give me the questions, you're scripting it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like, all right, you know.
Yeah, and then it's like,
you're like pre-preparing your answers.
I can do this and I can do that, or I could do that, and then. Whereas I said to her, I was like, I'm just gonna go in and.
This is a good one.
Free flow.
This is a good episode.
Yeah.
Because of that, I think.
Yeah.
And like, I think. Obviously, not everyone's up for that. Like, if I asked your missus, she'd probably like be like, "Oh, can you tell me what you're going to ask?" Like people like that, and other people have asked that. But I mean, I say that's fine, yeah. Like, because at the moment I'm just learning, you know.
Yeah.
I'll have anyone on, but yeah, I think the free flow kind of like little bit of a structure, but like not much is decent. It's like
as long as you've got the questions that you're going to ask, I think you're set in stone really, because everyone's got to have an answer for a question.
Yeah, they're going to say something, aren't they? Like,
it's either no, piss off, or yeah, I'll answer it.
Yeah, usually,
you know what I mean?
Usually they'll answer it, don't they? It's true though. It's true. Yeah, it's like I'd like to get to the point where I almost don't even need to fucking look at them, because it's like I'm just
free flowing kind
I'm
of
in the zone.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at them now a little bit just to get a bit of a pointer, but
it's
kind of just because you reminded me.
Yeah, it's nice to have a little pointer though.
Yeah.
Like, when was the last time you did look at your phone?
What, for this now?
Yeah,
well, probably about half an hour ago.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's been like the other questions and stuff.
Yeah. The questions that you just think of. Like.
Yeah, straight off the top. Like, I've always had it like when I've been working on site and stuff. If you come back with like a fresh head the next day, there's stuff that you haven't noticed.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Time away from it.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
So if you take time away from the questions, you're going to think of questions that are going to
weren't on your list.
Yeah.
You're not locked into your structure like.
Because the thing is as well, if you was to ask them same questions to every single person, it would be one boring podcast.
Yeah, just too similar every time.
Yeah, it would always have the same structure, and then you probably, if you ask me the same questions that you ask Hugh, or for example, one, I wouldn't know how to answer after the questions you ask Hugh, because we're both different people.
And you'd be thinking about their answers.
Exactly.
Yeah, good point. And that's what people are going to do, innit? Anyone who's going to come on this is probably going to listen to it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's how I did it. I listened to it and I was like, I said to Izzy when I got out, I said, "Oh, listen to this podcast that a lad at school was made," and like I said, "I'll go on it with him," and she was like, "Yeah, go for it."
Yeah, man. Sick for reaching out.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I appreciate it though. I appreciate you taking the time as well. Like, I've always wanted to do something like this as well.
Yeah, I think you're good at it. I think you're decent, man. What would you like to do in the future? You got any things you want to like say worried about the future, but what's something if you no negativity, like what would you want to do?
I want to be able to drift at a competition level.
Yeah. Do you ever get to drive in Ben's car, or does he not let you?
Yeah, he does, but the thing is,
it.
The seat's bolted to the floor, so the seat is specifically in the position for him, and it's like putting a fucking elephant in a cardboard box, mate. It's not great. It's really not great. I'm like, fucking scrunched up like this. Sorry if you can't see. It's like this. And I'm like, where am I going, Ben? And he's like, backwards. And I'm like trying to put the clutch in, and I can't even get it in.
Yeah.
And it's like that really, but
you want to be able to do it yourself.
Yeah, whereas my drift car, my seat's bolted in, and Connor gets in it, he has to have like 5 pillars behind him so he can reach the pedals and that.
Yeah.
But I'd like to go into a competition of drifting.
Yeah, man.
I think I want to travel a bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to.
What you got on your list? Like, what you thinking?
I want to take Izzy to America. I think she's already been like, but I want to go as like a relationshipy kind of thing.
Yeah.
I want to visit Japan.
Oh mate, imagine that.
I want to visit Japan with all like the Japanese car scene and all the JDM sort of stuff.
Yeah, they're so into it, aren't they?
Yeah. Izzy's actually taking me to Germany in May, I think, or August, I can't remember when, to watch one of the bigger drift events in Europe.
Wow, man.
So that'd be pretty cool.
Sick.
I want to go to Iceland as well.
Really? Iceland, yeah.
So we had a lad, Raymond Ollie, who started with us in September. He went to Iceland in December, and I never thought it'd be a place that I want to go, but he said that it was like one of the best places he's ever been, and like seeing the northern, is it the Northern Lights in Iceland?
Yeah.
Seeing like the Northern Lights and stuff, and everything like that was
unique place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've always gone to hot countries.
Yeah, I'm gonna try
you know
something
what I mean?
else. Yeah, me too.
So I'd love to go to Iceland and just see the other side of it.
My mum's been. She said she liked it.
Yeah.
That'd be cool, wouldn't it? I'd like to go there actually. You could probably fucking drive around it, man.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Snowmobile.
Yeah. I wonder if there's like a decent road around it.
It'd be quite cool. I want to do Scotland 500 as well.
Yeah, man. My brother wants to do that as well. Yeah, he wants to do that.
I really want to do that.
Yeah.
But I'd rather do it in my camper and then just go around it and come down.
Chill a little bit and stay.
Yeah, not rush it.
What drift car have you got at the moment then? You're working on it?
I've got an E46 Tourer, which is like an E46 estate, with a 2.5 in it.
Yeah.
And then I've got my Cage Compact, which is, again, 2.5.
Yeah.
And then my 2. And then we've just got a yard beater that we smash around the yard and stuff.
Nice. And you got a bit of space around where you are then?
Yeah, so the owner of the unit's quite chill actually. And we was like, I bought this car off a friend because it was just getting weighed in.
Yeah.
I'm going to weigh it in for scrap. And I was like, I wonder what's actually wrong with it. Anyway, it was just a radiator, so we put another radiator in it.
Yeah, and we're cooling the engine down.
No, we spray painted it and all sorts in like 69 gangbang or some shit. like proper childish stuff. Yeah. And we was just drifting it around this bottom end bit, and we got told to stop, so it was too loud. So we just used that as a yard beater.
Yeah, man.
So
yeah, I'd like to do a bit of. I said to Q, didn't I, like about rallying and that.
Yeah.
I'd fucking love to do that.
Very good.
Yeah.
But it's just expensive to get into.
Yeah.
Well, I've just bought stuff as I've gone along.
Yeah.
And now I've got like a collection of shite.
When you can afford it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose it's like, that's the thing about like motorsport stuff, isn't it? It is expensive to like get into, isn't it?
Yeah.
You fucking pulled a lorry, didn't you?
That's a funny story again.
How did you get involved in that?
So
I fucking saw that and I was like, what the fuck? Well, I suppose if anyone to pull a lorry, yeah, maybe I could have expected.
My best mate signed up for it when he was working the doors for a year and he wanted something to do in his free time. So he started going to the gym.
Yeah.
Started going to the gym, got fucking hench, and he was like, I'm doing a truck pull, do you want to come watch?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah man, I'll come watch, no worries. Anyway, I literally walked through the gate and this bloke says to Connie, says, why the fucking are you doing it?
Yeah. Yeah,
I was like, and then Connor comes and said to me, he said, this lad's just come up and asked me, why aren't you doing it? I said, well, I didn't know it was really on, to be fair, until you told me about it. Anyway, so we got down to it and they started pulling the first one. So there was three categories. There was, I think it was 25 ton wagon and trailer, a 9 ton push, and then a 42 ton pull.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm just watching, and at the time I'm eating this dirty burger, right? Like double cheeseburger, bacon, onions, job lot. And I'm scranning this. Yeah. And Connor's like, you going to do it then? I went, how much is it? He went, just chuck a tenner in the charity pot. I was like, let me finish this burger and I'll do it.
Yeah.
So I've just eaten this great burger.
Yeah.
And anyway, there was 4 of us that did it. There was me, Miggy, Jack, Duxbury and Kiefer.
Yeah.
So we all pulled it. And I was like, I feel rough after that burger. And I'm like, I don't want to do it anymore. I was like, come on, you're up. I was like, fuck. So I got the harness on. Anyway, just pulled it and didn't know what happened. So I blacked out a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we carried on. And I actually came like fairly decent considering I hadn't done any training. I don't go to the gym.
Yeah.
And anything like that.
Just naturally jacked.
Just naturally unit.
Yeah.
So anyway, the push went, and I didn't really fancy the push because my shoulder at the time was sore because I can't remember what I'd done.
Yeah.
So I was like, because you had to like put your shoulder on it.
Yeah.
On like the back of the wagon,
Yeah.
Whereas the harness for the truck actually went over the top, so it was like more in your
whole body's pulling.
Collarbone kind of thing. Anyway, so Connor's done that. I see his cake store, and I'm like, I'll have a bit of cake, I think.
I've earned it.
So I'm scanning this cake, I'm like, I've earned this. Connor's like, they're doing a 42 tonne now, and I'm like, I finished my cake at least. I said, how much is this one? He said, just put another tenner in the charity bucket.
Yeah.
So I put it in. Anyway, pulled this 42 tonne, blacked out.
Fully. Did you hit the deck?
No, blacked out, but kept pulling.
Oh really? Fucking hell, I can't remember doing it really.
Nothing. So I remember starting it, and I remember the bloke who was pulling the rope out of the way of the truck shouting like, use your feet, use your feet. So I'd never done it before. I'd done it on the first one, but the first one was lighter.
Yeah.
Like 13 tonne lighter.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was. And I was like, he was like, use your feet. And I'm like, yeah, alright. So I started using my feet. Anyway, I was blacked out. And next thing I know, this bloke's smacking me on the back like, stop. And I just kept pulling. So that's how that come about.
Random?
Totally random.
So you didn't even go there?
I literally went there to support Connor.
Yeah.
And ended up doing it, but we've signed up for the next one.
I'm gonna go and get
I'm just not going
to train up this time.
No, I'm just going to wing it, I think. I'm just going to wing it.
Yeah, man, why not?
I've tried going to the gym. The thing is, working away and stuff is you have to find a hotel for gym. And I can't justify spending enough money on a gym membership to only go 8 times a week, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need that proper routine, but I've started eating a bit healthier and stuff, so...
Yeah.
We'll see where it goes.
It's tricky, isn't it? Yeah.
Hopefully don't shit myself if I do a bigger one. So that was the thing they warned you. They said, have you gone for a shit? And I'm like, no. He went, go. I was like, why? He went, because you put that amount of tension on it that you might shit yourself. I was like, shut up. Anyway, I was busting, so I went and come back. He was like, you've been, haven't you? I was like, yeah. I was like, you'll be fine now.
Fuck's sake, man. Just pulling along, fucking shit drops out of the back
Yeah,
of your shorts.
out your shorts like, oh,
Fuck's sake, man. That's Rammel. Fuck's sake.
But I told everyone, like, make sure you go to the toilet before you do it.
Yeah.
You
will be dropping.
You got that much tension that you pull in.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah.
You haven't got control
No.
of your arse when that's happening.
No.
Fucking hell.
Good crap, though.
Yeah, man. I bet it was. Like
I said, I'm going to do this next one.
Yeah.
But just wing it.
Yeah, man. Good fun, isn't it, I suppose?
Yeah. Well, Connor stopped going to the gym now as well, so it'll be interesting to see how well he does, bless him.
Yeah. So he was kind of training for it.
Yeah, so he was full on training for it. He was going to gym 5 times a week.
Yeah.
Like,
just for that?
He literally got stacked. No, not just for that. He went because he didn't have anything else during the day to do, during like, when he was working nights and stuff on the door.
Yeah.
And then he got hench, mate. He got wham.
What got him onto that then? Why did he decide to like...
He just went, he had nothing to do during the day. And he didn't want to sit at home. He didn't want to sit. He got bored of sitting at home and stuff, I think. So he was like cycling to the gym and... Yeah, he got big.
Yeah,
now he's let it slide, so he's got a day job.
He's not got the time for it now.
No.
That's the thing, isn't it? Time for it. Like.
Time. Everything revolves around time.
Yeah, man. Can't do everything, can you?
No, that's the thing. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the next one. I'm not going to eat before it though, because I felt rough as arseholes.
Yeah, keep it lean.
Yeah, bare meat, bare Turkish food.
Yeah, man. What's the meaning of life to you, Zucky?
Making a difference. This is the only question I've thought about.
Yeah. Well, I'm asking everyone really.
Yeah.
I don't know how long I'll do it for. But...
making a difference.
Yeah.
In whatever possible situation you can.
Mm-hmm.
I.e., like, if you're at work, making a difference at work. I.e., for me, making sure the machines are running fine and making that extra difference.
Yeah.
We have friends, like checking in on your friends and making sure that everyone's alright, so that you are making that difference.
Yeah.
Same with everything really, just making that, if something's in such a routine, if you think that there's a way to make it better, is you making that difference to make it better.
Breaking that routine and changing something. Yeah, man.
Because there could be something that's been set in stone for the past 5 years that you do, like, you know, like, say you...
At work, yeah.
Yeah, at work. So say you get to work for 7 o'clock every morning and the first thing you do is go get a coffee and get a drink and then sit down at your desk.
Yeah.
And then you sat down at your desk at 7:30. Why not break that routine and make a difference and build yourself up better by not having that coffee so you don't need the caffeine and then weaning yourself off the caffeine? Do you know what I mean? Something like that in the grand scheme of things, just making that little difference to make you feel better.
Yeah.
In whatever situation you are.
Yeah, I do tend to get a coffee every morning.
Do you get what I mean though?
Yeah.
Whereas that's a habit, so is there something that you could do to replace that? To make a difference?
Questioning it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, 100%. That's how we grow, innit? That's how things get better.
Yeah, and I think just genuinely making a difference, like I say, to any situation you're in.
Yeah.
For the better.
Yeah, man, it's hard to do that for some people, and sometimes,
Right, there's always people set in the ways that you'll never change.
Yeah.
But then something will click one day for them and something will change to make a difference.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was just, I think that's it for me.
Yeah.
I'm just being happy, I guess.
Yeah, trying to be happy, yeah.
Just being happy, like, there's been times where I've not been happy and I've had to, like, speak to people about it and do whatever and shit, but...
You ever had to go to anything, like, professional? Have you done that? I've always thought about doing that. How did you find it?
So work, my I don't know how it stemmed out, but when I hit a really rough patch, I never grieved when my nan and granddad passed away.
Really?
Never.
Yeah.
And I hit a really, really shit, like dog shit phase at one point, and I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And the reason I got talking to someone was because I went into the office where my 2 directors sit, and they said, "What the fuck is up with you?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And she went, "You're not yourself, you're not you." I was like, "Well, I don't really know." Like, she went, "You're not you, you're really quiet, you look upset, you look down."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's what clicked. So my bosses actually put me in contact with someone to speak to.
Yeah.
And her name was Ruth, and I had 6 sessions with her. And it helped a lot.
Yeah.
Like, just having that... Like, I don't open up to anyone.
No.
Like, it's hard for me to open up to my mum. I don't open up to my dad. I don't open up to Izzy. I've never opened up to anyone in my relationships before, hardly.
Yeah.
But with Ruth, and it was during COVID as well, which I don't think really helps. Like, I know a lot of people suffered in COVID.
Mm.
But Ruth was over the phone, so it wasn't like I was speaking to someone. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
It was more like I was explaining how I feel to, in a way, a recording.
Yeah.
So she was a massive help, and I got myself back out of it and everything like that, and just used what she gave me to keep going. But there was times where I had to go to doctors and get antidepressants and everything like that sort of shit.
Yeah.
But I never had them. They literally stayed in my sun visor of my BM car, my 3 Series at the time. They used to stay in there, and then that would be reminding me, saying, "Look, you need to get your shit together. I don't need it. I don't need them. I don't need them."
Yeah.
And then I put it back up. If I ever felt down, I'd go sit in my car, put the visor down, see the prescription, and be like, I don't need them. Get yourself out of it. You don't need them. That was before, obviously, I met Ruth and everything like that. So that was the first phase. I had 2 phases.
Yeah.
I had a phase at the start when I was like 19, 20.
Yeah.
And that was the whole prescription phase.
Yeah. And then you had that.
And then I had the phase where I actually spoke to someone.
And that did way more better.
And that did more than not doing anything.
Yeah.
And
Just
I know,
ignoring it.
Yeah, just ignoring it, but trying to deal with it myself.
What's the main thing you realised from doing it? Like, what do you think, like, about yourself, or
just
what did you change from it? Like,
so
maybe it didn't change.
It didn't really change. It just gave me a different perception on how to deal with it.
To deal with, like, the negative.
Yeah.
thoughts.
So, like, I've always been the type of person that if I was to get a phone call from a boss, it would always be negative.
Yeah.
Like, if someone, like...
You'd think it was going to be negative.
Yeah, it would. I'd think it was always be negative, and I think that's where my anxiety come from.
Mm-hmm.
And that, she taught me ways to deal with that.
Right.
And, like, she would always tell me, like, to note stuff down before you go to bed and make sure that if those things are playing on your mind that you don't think about them the next morning and stuff, so that your day starts fresh.
Yeah. So you get it down, it's done.
And then if it is in the morning that you feel down, you write in your phone why you feel down, what's the matter, what's brought you down, and then if you forget about it and deal with it, then it's not going to come back up.
Yeah. I suppose like you don't know if you feel right, do you? Like you said, your like colleagues and that, your boss was like, you need to fucking do this.
I thought I was fronting it really well because I knew I was down. I knew that I was upset.
You didn't know anyone else knew.
I thought that I was putting that much of a good mask up and covering up on it that I didn't think that they would know.
Yeah.
And it just shows that you aren't
bulletproof.
Yeah, invincible.
Yeah, man. Fucking hell, that's crazy.
Because I honestly thought that the front that I was putting on was the best one that I could, and it evidently wasn't. That people noticed, and then if they noticed, it got me wondering who else has noticed and everything like that. So that was another thing that gave me the hump to go and speak to Ruth about it.
Is she like a trained professional?
Yeah.
Where was it in Lincoln?
No, it was in COVID, so it was all over the phone.
Oh, right, so she could be anywhere.
And I think that's what I like more.
Yeah, a bit more.
I think if I was, I don't know, like what she looks like or how old she is or where she lives, or whereas if I'd have to go into somewhere and meet her, like I was having an hour phone calls every week, and I think it went to every 2 weeks after the first 3. And I think I liked the fact that I could sit in my van when I was on site. Bearing in mind this had all been a proof of work, I could sit in my van on site for an hour, talk to her, and then get on with my job.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have to leave site for people to ask me where I'm going.
Yeah. To be having your lunch or whatever.
I'm having my lunch for an hour. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's what made me feel a bit better as well, is that I didn't have to go somewhere and then that place would be where I was talking about what was going on.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's crazy. I'd like to just do it just to know where I am.
Yeah.
Because you don't, like you said, you didn't know, like...
I didn't know where I was, I didn't know who I was, didn't know what I was doing. I was just going to work every day, whether I was away or not, and coming home and playing fucking Xbox, and do you know what I mean?
Zombie mode.
Yeah, I was just...
Yeah, man. Yeah, I've been like that.
And that goes back onto the making a difference. Like, it took me talking to Ruth to notice a difference.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And that's what she did for me. She made a difference for me and got me out of the routine that I was in to crack on.
Sick, man.
Yeah, a bit deep, that, wasn't it?
Sick though, mate.
Yeah.
Like, sick, you know what I mean? No, cheers.
It was one.
Thanks for joining me in that. Like, it's cool. I really enjoyed that one.
Now then, thanks for listening to that chat. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I felt like I learnt a lot about Ryan, and it was great. I think, I definitely want to speak to more people all the time. So yeah, if you want to get involved at all, let me know. And if not, I'm finding folks all the time who want to get involved too. So there'll be more stuff on its way. Thanks for listening.